High school freshman is shot and killed, and police made an arrest in the case just about an hour ago. News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy has been on this story all morning long and is live from the East Police Precinct with the very latest.
Students at Whites Creek High School returning to school this morning, missing one of their classmates, a freshman, 15-year-old Jeremiah Shelton, after he was shot in the chest last night on Porter Road in East Nashville. And now we know who's responsible for that. 19-year-old Joshua Hockett has been charged with criminal homicide. He tells detectives there was a group of teens with Shelton inside one of these apartments on Porter Road, and they were play fighting. That's when Hockett says he was handling the gun that discharged, shooting and killing Jeremiah Shelton, the young 15-year-old and a student at Whites Creek High School. Detectives spoke to the other teens who were inside. There was a total of 5 of them, Shelton and then 4 others. They spoke to those 4 others individually here at the East Precinct overnight. They said they are all telling the same story, and that's that Hockett was play fighting when that gun discharged. Again, he's facing those criminal homicide charges this morning. This is the 7th young person to be shot and killed in what's been described as an accidental shooting since June of last year, and the 2nd so far this year. Reporting from the East Police Precinct, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
A 16-year-old has been arrested for the death of another teenager. Police say Kevin Mayberry shot and killed Thomas Howard outside his home on Brookway Drive 2 weeks ago. Officers say Mayberry turned himself in after they searched for him for several days.
An hours-long standoff ends with an officer shot, and thankfully he was not seriously hurt. But police are now issuing a warning about streaming these dangerous SWAT situations live on Facebook. The 6-hour standoff happened at the Tony Sudicum apartment yesterday. Police were talking to a 29-year-old, Justin Jones. Officers tell us he fired shots into the ground near his daughter, and when police got there, he shot at them. Word of the standoff spread after a live video was shared more than 2,000 times. Police say using Facebook Live during a situation like this jeopardizes the safety of officers.
As you know, when the mainstream media is set up on a SWAT situation, we always ask you to use extreme caution because we don't want to give away SWAT positions.
Well, it is not against the law to stream police activity on Facebook, but the website says it will remove content if what you stream puts others in harm's way. The suspected gunman eventually surrendered. He's charged with aggravated assault. And the mother of the man shot and killed by a Metro police officer is raising money to support a wrongful death lawsuit. Sheila Clemens started the GoFundMe page. She says the legal fees are above and beyond what her family can afford. Her son, Sgt Clemens, was shot and killed by Metro Police Officer Joshua Lippert almost 1 year ago. Courts ruled the shooting was justified.
Now, just more than 6 years after his death, a Sgt Vincent Goslings killer has pleaded guilty. Jared Long conspired with Goslings' wife to kill the Fort Campbell soldier. That was back in 2012. The Kentucky New Era reports Jesse Goslin also pleaded guilty in that murder last year. Long is facing 30 years in prison, while Goslin is looking at a little more than 22 years behind bars. Happening now, the man accused of shooting his former boss in the face is due in court. Ronald Kirby was arrested last month after walking into his old workplace in Bellshire and shooting the business owner. Kirby is charged with attempted murder and 3 counts of aggravated assault. His boss was taken to Vanderbilt with serious injuries. Thousands of mid-state students and teachers are getting a long weekend to stay home beginning now, recovering from the flu.
And doctors are calling this one of the worst flu seasons in nearly a decade. News Channel 5 Sophie Nelson-Colding joins us live from the 5 Alert Center. And Sophie, I know some were added this morning after we got started at 4 a.m. So how many schools are closing today?
More than half a dozen school districts have announced closures. So many kids and teachers are sick as well. Fayetteville City Schools just announced that 13% of its student body is homesick. We want to show you a list of all of the schools that we've heard from so far today, starting with Fentress County, Lewis County, Overton County, Stewart County, Wilson County, Smith County, Paris Special School District, and Fayetteville City Schools. They are all closed today due to illness, closed today and tomorrow. They want people to stay home and recover and stop the spread of the flu. And speaking of, if you have a sick one at home or you go to work in an office, doctors want you to take steps to stop the spread of those germs. And we're doing a lot of that here at News Channel 5. I just want to show you guys because it's relevant to anybody who works in an office setting like this with desks. Experts experts just say get out the disinfecting wipes and make sure you're cleaning down surfaces that people touch a lot. You know, desks. I'm here at Rebecca Schleicher's desk cleaning down her keyboard for her, phones, doorknobs, that kind of a thing. That's just an easy way to stop the spread of the flu. Doctors also say if you haven't gotten a flu shot, there's still time to get one, and it can help stop that spread. If you do have a fever, doctors want you to stay home for 24 hours after your fever subsides. Live in the newsroom, Sophie Nielsen Golding, News Channel 5.